So is there, since this all depends on the economy, is there something the Chinese Communist Party can do to keep the economy going? Either if it stays in a stage one type of economy, just somehow figure out a way to keep building, somehow fix the real estate market, or if it wants to go to the stage two economy, just steal more intellectual property. Is there a way the CCP can just keep its economy going?
Well, they're going to, Chris, they're going to
reverse it.
Yeah, they're going to continue to tread. Basically, I'm going to call it treading water. They're not going to make real progress. We're not going to see big explosive gains in China coming up. And so, in this process of treading water, doing precisely what you said, they've got to deal with this whole debt crisis. And the problem with the debt crisis is this. There are two kinds of debt in China. One is the domestic debt that's owed in renminbi or the domestic yuan. And so for those Chinese citizens who are very supportive of Xi Jinping, I mean, not just sitting silent, but are vocal, the party can wipe out their debt. So that's not a problem. Those that are not supportive of Xi Jinping, the party uses that debt as a means of political control. You will pay.
Kind of social credit.
Social credit, right. Now, the other side of the debt ledger is the foreign debt. Now, the foreign debt has to be repaid. And the way that the foreign debt is repaid is they can't use the script currency, the domestic yuan, to do this. They have to go and release foreign currency held by that state organization called SAFE, the State Administration for Foreign Exchange. And they got to have foreign exchange to do that. Well, where does the foreign exchange come from? China can only earn foreign exchange in two ways. The first, we've talked about earlier, is through foreign direct investment. Wall Street and other investors pouring their foreign currency into China by way of buying up stocks or making investments in corporate headquarters and so forth. But that means of investment has really, really dried up. I saw numbers the other day that the foreign investment has slid down to something like 60 some odd billion from numbers in the annual numbers in the 300, 400, 500 billion range. So that is essentially, in my view, a collapse of foreign direct investment into China. So that's one way that China earns money. Well, that's a problem if you're going to pay back on your foreign debt. The other one, how else can China earn money? Exporting. They have their whatever goods are made and they export them abroad. Well, China's economy is divided between a domestic side of production and a foreign side of production. Meaning on the same street, you could have companies that make, let's say, toasters. And those toasters have different labor pool, different standards, different marketing, different packaging than on the other side of the street, which are sent for export. And the difference is that the toasters maybe on the domestic side of the street don't have all the safety precautions, they don't have the testing, and they're a lot cheaper. And so in order to earn foreign currency, China has to export. That's why when you go to the visit of Xi Jinping to San Francisco in November and these various visits of Commerce Secretary Raimondo and Yellen and others, the big interest on the part of China is we got to get things back to normal. Let's stability. Let's go back to where we were. Why is that? They've got to get their exports up. Why? The foreign direct investment is down. So with this export problem, as people are moving away from buying Chinese goods, as supply chains are being reoriented, the repayment of foreign debt is going to be a problem. And so, how does the party solve that problem? Well, I guess they got to go to the World Bank or the International Monetary Fund and restructure the debts, and they'll be on a payment plan, and that'll tighten things up even further internally in China. It's not a pretty picture.